21 days without food and clothes. No one protects. Just you and a stranger. In the wildest places on the planet. Under the 40-degree heat of the Yucatán Peninsula. In the dark rainforest of Colombia. Or before the clutches of the African leopard of tomorrow. Anything that can kill you from wild animals. Hunger to the very despair in the mind. A zoologist who used to. Military service. A resilient survival coach. A guy just joined because I want to find strange. But the wild doesn't care why you're here. This is where instinct comes in. Trust is tested and born. You're only counted by each breath. Welcome to the 21-day survival challenge with no escape. Programs for people over 18 years old. If you are under 18 years old, please don't watch. Take you into a stranger to the wilderness of survival. Bare head. All you need is to survive in the wild. For 21 days. If you succeed in the challenge, you'll get a $100,000 bonus. Do you dare to come and join? Anna's a zoologist. She studies the behavior of wild animals. You've been in the military for 8 years. Should learn a lot of wilderness survival skills. The goal this time is to practice. Things learned. Male player is cool, 33 years old. I took part in a fan challenge. Previous 14 days. You said you didn't feel the pressure. Before any challenge. This time I'm going to do a 21-day real challenge again. For the challenge times, I especially learned the bow and arrow from a master. Now you can hit a target 100 paces away. He said that the purpose of participating this time, it's for the bonus. As soon as we meet under the tree, they both gave each other a loving embrace. The face was red with fear. Anna heard this is the second time he's been on the challenge. You have faith that I will lead you to success. In this challenge, a conversation. Both of you check out the survival tools. Cool, select bearing under bow. I'm going to show my archery here. Anna looked with a suspicious face. She chose to carry a knife. In addition, the program provides a pot and flint. After the test is over, both of you head to the survival point. Both to do 180 meters high. This is leopard territory. No one knows where the leopard will get lucky. Two did not encounter it on the way. Finally they ice, across the plains and into the jungle. After walking for a while, you finally found it. The river by the forest. When you find water, the people start looking for a place to build a shelter. Very quickly found a place to build a shelter. After a while the fence was built. Anna also plans to go to the river to get water. Now she found traces of the crocodile in the coastal land. Then she quickly fetched water and ran back to the shelter. My eyes are not fine right now. I tried to start a fire, but it didn't work. Anna saw that and helped. But it took a long time to build a fire. Until the evening right after a joke. Both have made great progress. As soon as you finish eating and sleeping, there's a hyena walking around outside. You two are still sleeping and didn't notice anything outside. Fortunately, the hyenas just loitered around and left. The next day, I was so excited by the cold last night. So we both thought about building a kitchen to keep warm. Cool, go get some mud by the river and go back to the shelter. Picking up more stones begins to build the shape of the stove. Just a few simple operations. I finished it very quickly. It was evening. It's much warmer tonight than last night. Time to day 3. You've been hungry for 2 days and 2 nights now. We have to find a way to find food. Anna has a bold idea. She went to get a prickly branch to catch fish. Take a thorn and smash it into the water. The goal is for the spikes to hit the fish. This is probably the IQ of a zoologist. Cool side is still thinking. See what you can get to eat. And then he found a leopard about 300 meters away from him. I quickly turned away. Because if this guy's target, I can only visit twice a month. On the way back, I met Anna. He quickly said, "Tell her you've encountered a leopard." Both can only avoid the leopard. But at night the leopard, tomorrow, is looking for 2. It's standing outside the shelter. Anna sweats her ass when she sees the leopard. You can just clap your hands and send it away. Time to the 4th day. When Anna went to get water, she found a leopard footprint. Fortunately, nothing happened to both of you yesterday. My eyes are looking for something to eat with the bow in hand. Then I remembered the skill, deer hunting, that your master taught you. I took some leaves and blew them to mimic the sound of a deer. I blew it for a long time. There's still no movement. You can only give up this method. Luckily, Anna found some tamarind on the tree. Although it's not very hot, but you can only eat it to maintain your strength. Time to Friday. Anna finds a scorpion on the ground. You've never seen such a big scorpion. I'm a zoologist, but I'm on the verge of survival. You can just cut it down. I see it is still alive. I quickly added a few more knives. She covered her sad face. Back to the shelter, take it for cool. Cool the scorpion directly on the branch and roast. So people can finally eat some protein. On the 8th day, two people came to a small puddle. Without saying a word, they both start slapping water with their hands. I don't know how long I've been slapping. Anna had to sit under the sun. Land of rest. The eyes must also sit under the tree to avoid the sun. The 10th day of the challenge. The eyes use leaves to blow in front of the deer. This time it finally did. To a deer by the lake. Yang, bow up and shoot. It's a pity that none of the shots hit the target. I went to check the arrow and found blood on it. The deer was shot in the leg. The 11th day is exactly where it was yesterday. It's like the deer came this time. Sorry, I didn't hit you. On the 12th day, two people found a very large bird's nest. The eye decided to climb the tree and start digging the bird's nest. I didn't care what nest it was. Because in the wilderness, venomous snakes also live in nests like this. Unfortunately, in the nest, nothing. 16th day of the challenge. Anna looks for food outside every day. Then she discovered the fruit on the ground. She collected 11 pieces of fruit and put them in her pocket. Back to the shelter. Two people eat fruit on the 18th. They both have very little health. Anna has a stomachache from eating too much fruit. Getting up and sitting down is hard. Matt thoughtfully gave her something to eat to relieve her stomach pain. She felt a little better after eating until the 19th. Eyes found a snake on the way. He quickly gripped the snake with a twig. Then you give him a knife and take the snake to its shelter. Skin the snake and bake on direct fire. Soon too, who had a full meal. Time finally arrived on the 21st. One or two people get their equipment and quickly make your way to the evacuation point. Continue along the river bank and proceed to the forest. Walking in the woods for hours. We finally saw the evacuation of the program delegation. After getting in the car, they both successfully passed the test. And they each take home a $100,000 reward. In the next section, this is the most exciting aspect of the survival challenge. Wild place. To survive in the wilderness, with a beautiful woman for 21 days. No food and clothes. If persistent, you'll get a $100,000 reward. If you're good enough at something, or you're interested in this way of survival, you can also try. Male players are the time. The reason you're involved is that you're just looking for something strange. If the player is Elisa, 27 years old, she's a wilderness survival coach. You came to the challenge because this kind of survival is so novel. Wait until you get to the point where you just start to strip naked. You don't need to walk together like this for 21 days. Elisa is still very worried. The meeting didn't make you 7. She was immediately attracted to the potato of the moment. Was praised enthusiastically. It also makes me very proud. After the two got to know each other, both take the tools prepared by the program. It's an axe and iron pot. The location of this challenge is in the Yucatán Peninsula, Mexico. Here, it's also where the ancient Maya lived. It's a hot summer now. They both decided to go to the beach 3 kilometers north. It's at the edge of the forest. There are also some natural lakes inside. This will make it easier to get fresh water. And there's a lot of crocodiles there. If you accidentally catch one, then you don't have to worry about food. Then both start moving towards the target point. Talk on the way. Elisa is very pleased with the time. To people talking drunk unconsciously. Just arrive at the destination. These rocks can block the wind. It's a good place to camp. Finished finding some dry bamboo. Quick hand-built shelter camp. Not enough time to light a fire. I asked Elisa to play a play. It warms up the body the next day. Both face the scorching sun. In the early morning, the heat, it makes both of them lethargic. If this situation continues, sooner or later the body will lose water. They both decided to go into the forest for fresh water. There's a lot of water that's formed here, due to the collapse of the limestone platform, like water without much sulfur. The same color as urine. It must be picked up and filtered before drink, and the best way is to boil. So the next main task is to start a fire. Both use the master's method. Best to light a fire. I was busy for half a day sweating a lot. But no sign of the fire was seen. Strength is also exhausted. In this weather, if a person does not drink water for 3 days, they will sell salt. Time to the third day. Today's mission is to light a fire. Because the hand drill was worn out yesterday. Alyssa makes a new. The drill is still time for action. But I put all my strength into turning my hand. I saw a little smoke coming out. Wait for a break, you to start trying again. I'm speeding up like this time. Even the rope is broken. The fire cannot be lit. I'm too tired to take it. So he decided to find another way to filter fresh water. Elisa agrees with your plan. I went to the beach to pick up some coal. Take another piece of dry bamboo. It's done. Put some sand and charcoal in there. Fill it with water. Water will be filtered from the bottom of the bamboo tube. It doesn't have a special smell when you drink it. Do people drink it all at once? Although there are now water filters. But we still have to start a fire. There's a lot of conch on the beach here. It's rich in protein and iron. Even though it tastes a little unpleasant. But the only advantage is that it can be eaten raw. Because right now the fire can't be lit. Eating some conch is also a good option. The time has come Friday. You've both eaten conch for a few days, and now you're fed up. They decided to go to the forest to find more food. Accidentally discovered a clear lake. So people jump in the shower. But while we're both in the shower, Elisa noticed something strange. Look closer next door. It's a crocodile staring at the people. The two men hurried to the shore. Fortunately, they're both not in the deep end. To successfully avoid the pursuit of crocodiles. Time. Go to day 7 to eat more protein. Both decided to start the fire first. When reworking the drill, the bottom of the stick is connected by two bamboo tubes with stones inside. When pulling the bamboo wrap rope, below will rotate accordingly. When dropping the rope, bamboo tube will give birth to jet, will continue to rotate in the opposite direction. This saves a lot of effort. Busy for half a day. The broken sticks still can't light a fire. Another day of useless work. Because there was no fire, it was cold at night. Alyssa wrestling hard sleep has simultaneous seesaw 69. For heating. Time to day 8. I found a glass bottle while visiting the beach. You use it to create a device similar to a magnifying glass. Elisa is not idle either. She made 2 preparations. Keep twisting the wire to make the drill bow. I've been out in the sun for hours. But the temperature of the glass, there's almost no change. There's something wrong with this bottle. Because it didn't work, I gave up. Alyssa still feels like using a drill to start a fire. This time the rope is stronger. Keep spinning and waiting for luck. But I couldn't light it for a long time. The two were confused. I never thought about lighting a fire. It's so hard. On the part of Elisa, the survival coach. While it's like a bucket of cold water splashed in her face. Time to the 10th day. Strong winds on the island. This is a storm warning. Both decisions. It's a good time to get fresh water. Start preparing the water tank. The rain came as expected. There was nothing to do in the camp. They started drilling wood again to start a fire. Tomorrow the drill. With the unremitting efforts of both of you. Finally a spark appeared. Carefully transferred into the soft blowing foam. With the smoke the fire finally broke out. This makes them both excited about the fire. Now you can't just start hunting. There's no more to worry about. It's cold to sleep at night. But you don't know. The flame has no effect against flies. The time has come for the 11th. When you get up early to set a trap, you use coconut as bait. There's a lot of lizards here, as long as they dare to eat. The rope will immediately wrap around its neck. Elisa ingenious hand also made a fish trap basket. Put it in a rock hole. I hope to catch some fish. Time to day 13. The trap is finally getting close. Perhaps aware of the danger ahead, so the lizard is also very careful, sitting in the camp looking forward to it. But it turns out that the trap has been activated. Coconut meat is also eaten, but the lizard left safely. Realize there's something wrong with the trap. Although the trapping equipment has been improved, but for the next few days nothing was achieved. In order to get the protein, you've arranged all kinds of traps. There are also some settings in the forest. Even though there's a lot of traps set up, but still nothing. I can't find protein. They were also exhausted from hunger. I have no energy to do anything else. Right now, both can only stay. Run as much as possible to avoid consuming calories. Time to day 17. Two people check the trap as usual. Alexa's fishing cart has yet to harvest anything. There's a problem with the body right now. I'm dizzy from hunger. I feel like I can fall down at any time, which confuses Elisa. I didn't expect to see such a strong man fall down so easily. Time to the 19th as a guide. Survival in the wild. There are many ways to get protein. Now that you're weak, you can do it alone. Crab in this area is active mostly at night. She instructs at weaving some torches from palm leaves. I decided to try it tonight. Two men carrying torches headed for the beach. Crab really appeared, but then a direct wave extinguished the torch. But everything has come. Either way, we've got to catch two and bring them back. Elisa decided to keep looking for crabs through the faint infrared camera light. It's hard to see traces of crabs. Last Elisa, fast eyes and fast hand catches a crab with a stick. Not even time to look. Elisa's harvest laughter echoed beside her. Back to camp. Both quickly arrange dinner with crabs. Finally have a decent meal after many days. After eating, I asked Elisa to play the game. You're happy to agree. The time has come for the 21st. Today is the day to leave. Do people eat a snail meal to replenish energy? They need power today for 8 hours. Two to rocks 6 kilometers on the Kier side of the island. The fastest way is through the forest, but there's spiny cactus everywhere. It's not just walking slowly, sometimes even getting stabbed and screaming. Crocodiles have to take a detour. It also led them both astray. Wait until you both finally reach the beach. But I found out it's not an evacuation point. After observing the terrain, we've identified two people about 2 kilometers from the evacuation point. The only way is to walk along the beach. As long as it's fast enough, you can still finish it. Within the specified time, after a difficult journey, an evacuation point finally appeared in front of them. Look at two identical rocks on the map. Now you can also hear the engine roaring. Looks like someone picked it up. So far, both have successfully completed the challenge. In the next section, this is Rio Claro in Colombia. One of the tropical rainforests, the most remote in the world. There's all kinds of hidden killing intent in this small world. And some of these threats include venomous snakes, predatory insects and piranhas. But what's even more terrifying is that prolonged rainy conditions here cause drastic changes about the water level going up and down, so that these horrible flash floods can easily form. And this is where the challengers are. The most headache, this time. Players move to the challenge location by horse. The player is David. You're good at hunting and building shelters. I like tough challenges, and have traveled all over the world. The arduous journey that forged your will. Let me get used to the pain. So you've got solid wilderness survival skills. But he has a weakness. It's an extreme lack of experience in teamwork. Your survival rating is 6.7. If the player is Dara, you are a fun and comfortable person. She's been trained to survive in the wild. There should be a certain base. Your goal in this challenge is just 2. For my boyfriend who is addicted to tomorrow too. Let him understand no matter how difficult it is. If you work hard, you will always succeed. Even though Dara has a very good winning mentality. But you never. Really exposed to the rainforest. Dangerous. Her survival score is 6-5. Two players quickly arrive at the challenge point. According to the rules, after taking off your clothes here. 21-day life in the Colombian rainforest. Officially started. Where the two met not far away. Soon the two met. Give each other a warm hug. After two people briefly introduce themselves. It's time to test the survival gear. It's probably the most luxurious equipment ever. In addition to things like lighters and the most common knives, there's also a mosquito net. For the first time, you've also got a flashlight. This surprised both of you. For watching the show a lot, I've never seen such an activity before. This scared David in his heart. I don't know the appearance of the flashlight. It means good or bad. As soon as you both confirm the map, they both set off without stopping. Want to go to the ideal camp. The first thing you have to do is go through the cave. The darkness in front. Now I know the function of the flashlight. Compared to moving outside, in the cave. How many times more difficult? Even with a flashlight. But there's still a lot you can't see. Both are even. I don't even know what's going on under the water. Under my feet. You have to be very careful at every step. And this dark little cave. It's also time to test your ability to cooperate. After spending more than 4 hours in a dark cave, you'd have finally found the light that they want. They're both very excited. However, the next moment, they found out. In front of you is a stream that's really flowing to hard. But you'd have no choice but to risk swimming through. Fortunately, you'd have made it through. They both spent too much time in the cave. Plus some factors that arise. Maybe it'll be dark around 5 p.m. At the last minute, they both found a rock sticking out as a shelter. Temporary. The two of you lit a fire tonight. It doesn't matter whether or not. What we both need urgently is a rain shelter. The bad news came after the trip to the cave. The flashlight, because the supply program is broken due to water entering. And this also means that tonight, you two have lost your light. At night, two people just hugged each other in the drama. To keep the body warm. The time came the next day. You two were actually tortured last night. Ants are everywhere. It makes you uncomfortable. You can't sleep normally. On the Dara's thighs are filled with small red marks left by ants. Looks like you two can't live in this place anymore. They both agreed to vote. Decided to find a new campsite. You two don't take long to find the ideal location. The terrain here is flat, near water sources and moderate altitude. With the collaborative work of both, the construction of the camp went very well. It rains again at night. Although the new construction is still a little leaking. But it's much better than last night's ant infestation. Time to day 3. The most important task, we continue to complete the construction of the camp. Shelter. You haven't slept well in 2 nights since you got here. This problem must be solved. In addition to upgrading the camp, they even made a sewer around the camp. This way water from outside won't flow into the camp. The day went by so fast it was time to go to bed again. Although they both fixed up camp for the day. A simple water control trench is also set up. But still can't stand it. The heavy rain is getting heavier. Nearby river level rises. Immediately all the water poured into your camp. Both of you are hugging each other and sleeping, and you have to wake up and run. When you two came back running the next day, both were horrified to discover that last night's flash flood was even worse. Both imaginations. The height of the floodwater far exceeds the height of 2 people. Fortunately, both of you ran so fast that you were scared. This camp can no longer be used. You need to find a higher place. They both quickly left. 2 people climb straight to a place more than 400 meters from the river. Find your next camping location. It doesn't take long, so that both of you can find the perfect camp. Give me. After the difficult experiences of the last 2. This time you're going to build a more advanced camp. This time you're going to use 2 adjacent trees. Make a higher bed from Leo melon. With previous experiences, you just seem to understand each other better. The working speed is also improved. Very quickly completed. Being on high also avoids insects and snakes. Until the night when both are ready to play. But when you're really laying down, I realized that the bed was too tight. It's like a little tent for one person. It's really hard for two adults to get in there. Even so, David tried to punch. Time to Thursday. David's psyche is a bit unstable. You've moved camp 3 times so far. However, according to the normal process, what you should do right now is to find food and light a fire, or something. Although Sao is definitely not the next camp repair. That makes me a little suspicious. You're here to survive or to learn how to build a camp. After 4 days of noise, Dara was really exhausted. Lack of food and calories caused her fitness to decline. Even talking makes you feel dizzy. Time to Friday. David and Dara, we've finally got the survival process moving in the right direction. You don't keep building shelters. Instead, the people light a fire and bake the eggs. The bird picked up, although this first meal was a bit rudimentary. But it's enough to make a difference. David immediately felt transformed and became fresh, brighter. But you've just finished. It rained heavily that night. The campfire was directly extinguished. Both of those painful faces are no longer interested in playing the game. They both just kept going through the night. You didn't have a good night's sleep. In the last few days, David can't take it anymore. Lack of sleep and constant night loss. That makes you delirious. Become helpless. Dara kindly comforted you. You also think about your boyfriend. I'm struggling with drug addiction. You and your boyfriend feel the same way. You understand the difficulty. To get more food to replenish energy. And then they went into the jungle looking for protein. Open your eyes to everything you eat. A little snail and a forest pear. To find more food, you've tried everything. Della discovered the mouse-like cave. You decided to set a trap. David didn't fall behind. He made heavy traps. They both expect to achieve something. But compared to food, disaster always comes one step faster. There was a strong wind that day. The big trees next to the two of you shook. Crazy. It looks as if it's going to blow away. In the next moment, facing the disaster, people are weak and helpless. You can only hide in the camp modestly. Pray for the camp can survive an unimaginable disaster. This float. On the 14th day, strong wind stops blowing, but everything around me is falling apart. Everywhere there are tree trunks blown down by the wind. Fortunately, there is nothing. One of them hit the people's camp. When you get up, go and check the trap. But the mouse here is really smart. The bait has been eaten, but the trap is not activated. Just like that for a few days. This can't help but make the people psychologically. It's a little explosive. Dara doesn't seem to be in good shape. And getting more and more depressed. To cheer you up again, David put all his hope in the fish cage he made. But after a day has passed, when you to check back, even the fish cage is gone. They're both really struggling. There's no food to catch. Not to mention the fish trap has also lost 7. Dara blames God for not letting her survive. On the 19th day, David began to worry about evacuations. You can't go back the way you came. After confirming the map, the two decided to complete the evacuation mission. In 2 days, both are now 8 kilometers from the evacuation point. They have to cross a river. After the ice, through the serpent-infested forest and the long river, kilometers, back to the original camp, to get to the riverside evacuation point. The 20th day just arrived. Despite both lack of protein and poor fitness, but they both persisted for 10 days. It's a short journey. A few miles can hold them back. They both have to face their previous fears. Encourage each other and help each other move forward. God gave you 20 days of suffering. This time finally brought good news. Persistence will always be rewarded. Finally, David and Dara successfully passed the challenge and received $100,000. After 21 days of the challenge, they both lost 9 kilograms. And the survival score also went up to 7.4. Successfully entered the ranks of 5 survival experts. Educational analysis. The program is not just a risky competition. It's a microcosm of society. It's a mirror of human reaction. When you're put in a naked state, no property, no identity, just instinct and humanity. A strong AI without a partner. David has mastered survival skills. You lack experience in cooperation, while a person is weaker in skill. He is the one who keeps the relationship. Both are always balanced. Lessons in every environment from the jungle to the corporate. Ability, teamwork is just as important as personal skills. 1-2. Nature doesn't give in, you only have the choices. Adapted or disqualified. All three couples had to run away from wild animals. Stormproof, floodproof. Fasting for days and learning how to group donkeys by hand. Show that life belongs to those who adjust, not the arrogant. The three most silent deaths come from psychological collapse. Lack of sleep, lack of food, disorienting characters like Loom Tila. And sometimes I want to let go, but the minutes are heard. Being shared lifted them up. In life, they also need a companion, not just to fight together, but also to overcome a mental crisis. 4. Persistence is more important than any promise. The ignition of 7 failed 10-0, causing Elisa to give up. She kept trying every method from handrails. Use glass to make new wires. Lessons don't come to the best. It comes to those who don't give up. Year. The reason you started is very important, but the reason you keep going. Decide if you are successful. 1 player for money, 1 out of curiosity. Someone who wants to inspire a lover. Artsai addicted. Only those who know how to turn goals into motivation. Persistent to get to the end of the journey. Advice from the program. Don't pick your teammates for looks. Choose someone who is quiet at the right time. Sharing at the right time. 1. You can't control genius, but you can control your reaction. 2. The fire of hope only comes when you persevere. Light up little by little. BA. Important life skills, but the skill of living with others is even more important. 4. There's no hunger so terrible as emptiness. Spirit. Always give yourself a reason to move on. End words. 21 days. Survival is not just a physical challenge. It's a mental cleansing, where people are forced to look at themselves. Look closely at the person next to you and look directly at life. You think you are strong? Try to survive, where no AI saves you and you'll know. Strength is knowing how to live together.